Hallöchen, Herren und Damen, or boys and girls, or Jungs and Mädels, or Mädchen, or hey guys, however you want to say it. Hello, I'm back in Germany, so the German words are flowing again. Today I just wanted to share kind of what I've been up to over the past month-ish, and to give some update on the bucket list that I had done, the spring bucket list a little while ago, and to just have a little bit of chat. I usually have like themes in my videos, but today I just thought we would have a chat because this like little community of mine online has slowly been growing, and it's just been so nice to have like also regular people who reach out and to feel like that connection. So if you are one of those people and you know who you are, thank you for that. I enjoy our conversations and our small chats, and I realized this time when I was like headed home that I wasn't just like excited to come to my Wohnung, but like excited to come to like my home. And I think part of that connection is like here building on YouTube and like hearing from so many Germans and personally connecting with them and non-Germans. But yeah, so thank you for that. And so today I just wanted to share what I have been up to. So I was in LA, well not LA, but I was in the US for a little over a month. I was there for work, and afterwards I got to go and visit my family and spend time with them. It's always really nice. We do barbecues and we play games and go to murder mysteries together. Some of my best friends, they have babies, getting to spend time with them, going hiking with my best friend, and just having a really wonderful time. But that was split up in the middle by having to clean out my grandma's house. My grandma passed away during COVID, and because of COVID, like we still haven't been able to like have her tombstone put on her tomb, and she was a hoarder, like an actual hoarder, and so her house was filled with boxes, not just from her, but from her parents, from I think some of it's like my mom's stuff, and yeah, it's been an adventure, let's just say, over the last 10 years. Before she even passed away, when she like got older and she had to move out of the house because she needed help, it's kind of just been vacant, and I've been cleaning it slowly over the years, but it was a lot of work. So this time when my husband and I went there, we rented two 15-yard bins. I don't know what yards is in terms of meters, but two huge bins, and we threw away 5 tons of trash. I didn't expect it to be, I guess, like emotionally hard, but it is hard, like getting rid of someone's valuables and things you knew they care about. And it was a lot of work, and it was very tiring. It was 4 days of like 10 hours of work cleaning out this house. And it's always like interesting to see what you find in there, because she had like newspaper articles from the 1960s, and my grandma was, or my great grandma apparently was a potter, so I found a bunch of her pottery in the house, and coins and clothes from my mom when she was a child, and my grandma, and so finding all these like retro clothes, or you know, from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's interesting and fun to go through all that stuff. It's really hard to get rid of it, and we've tried over the years to donate it, sell it, do different things with it, but it was finally time. We just had to finish. So as we were cleaning this house and throwing it away, we didn't throw everything away. We were going to keep part of it, especially like there's antique furniture, and we'll do some sort of sale because I don't live in the US, obviously, and I am my mother's only child, so there's not really anyone who will take it or take care of it. My mom's house is full with stuff. So we will do that eventually, but getting rid of this stuff was also like a process, and it's hard to throw away. And as I was doing it, my grandma lives in the Hollywood area, and all of these neighbors started to come out and be curious what we were doing. And then they were like, oh, can I take this dress, or can I take this piece of pottery? And in the end, I just started throwing stuff out on the front yard, and like 30 neighbors ended up coming by and taking things. And it was so cool to see like my grandma's old clothes and old pieces inside the house, paintings and stuff that people like appreciated them and they wanted to like take them to their home and incorporate them in. It was really nice to meet all her neighbors and hear stories from her. My grandma was she was a sassy woman, and she could be also a difficult woman, and it was just funny listening to like the stories of her like flagging people down and asking for them to take her on a ride somewhere in the car. And yeah, so it was a good connection to feel in the end this like whole community kind of like come together because of my grandma, and to get to experience that. Yeah. So that's what the first week I was doing, and that's really why I couldn't post. It was just too much time and stress, too much going on, a little bit like emotional, I guess I would say. And yeah, so the second week then I just took the time for myself. It also went by really quickly, and I wanted to soak up the time because that ate up so much time. I didn't get so much time with my family. And then now I'm home. And jet lag is real. It gets worse the older I get. So it is a 9 hours difference from here in Germany to where my family lives in Los Angeles. And yeah, it just gets much harder with time. There's a lot of other things going on at the moment that I can't discuss. I don't know when I'll be able to, but in the future I eventually will share them. And so it was really hard to sleep on the airplane because my mind was like running in different things. So it has taken like this whole week that I've been home to really adjust to the time, and I'm still waking up at 5 a.m., which is wonderful because, as my husband always says, the early bird catches the worm. So it kind of pushes you to get the day started and to do what you need to do. But regardless, every night I am still exhausted. So if you've traveled really far, I'm sure you have experienced the madness that is jet lag when it's more than just a couple of hours. So I am looking forward to next week. We are going to be headed to Sicily, and we'll be there for 10 days on vacation. We get to go to actually a friend from university is getting married from back home is getting married to a girl from Sicily. And they met when he was stationed there in the military after university. When he got out, he joined the military. And so it's going to be really exciting because we'll get to see them and a lot of other people from college that I haven't seen in a long time. I was in a sorority. Apparently a few of my sorority sisters are going. So it'll be really exciting to get to go there and connect with them. I've never been to Sicily. So if you have been to Sicily and you have any recommendations, let me know what you would recommend to do. We're gonna kind of be in different places on the island. So yeah, feel free to say if there's like a certain experience that you had that is worth doing, because I definitely would love to check it out. And the last thing I wanted to share with you guys today is, oh, actually, I'm looking outside. I just planted my garden. I don't know if I've told you guys this before. Hopefully it blooms because we're going to Sicily. I'll have to have someone come water it when we're gone. But I definitely want to share that in a future video because I actually have like a really nice balcony garden that I've built with old pieces of pallet, and usually I grow a whole garden there. Obviously it's a little late to start a garden, but I was away and we're leaving again. So I'm seeing if I can get things to sprout in this couple of weeks before I leave. So I definitely want to share that with you guys at a later time. I would show it to you now, but there's nothing to see. But if you are a gardener, I would love to know, I have these little white, not little, but like these white worms inside of my buckets, and they're like grubs, or I think they're called kafirs here in Europe, if I'm correct. I'm not sure what they are, and they are just like, last year they ate the heck out of the bottom of my plants and they started like turning brown. So I'd love to know how to get rid of them. I did try these like microscopic insects last year. I don't really know if it helped, to be honest. And I didn't see any other options. So I'm just curious how other people, if they have a garden, how they get rid of them. So if you're a gardener and you have any suggestions, please let me know. And lastly, I just wanted to share with you guys about the spring bucket list that I had done before. I did not get through all of it. I think I overshot what I wanted to do because I was also gone for 6 weeks or something in the US, or 7 weeks over the last like 3 months. So it also was hard to do all of it, but I did accomplish some of it, and I wanted to share that with you guys really quick. So I did read 2 books. The first book I read was called, it was called You're That Bitch. And it's like How to Be Unapologetically Yourself, I think is the title. It's from Breman Rock. I'll link the books below if anyone's interested and they want to look them up. I love reading autobiographies, and it's an autobiography from Breman Rock, who is, he was a YouTuber who's like come like a fashion icon, and he kind of plays with the roles of like masculinity and femininity. And I always love, like, I don't really watch him or know so much about him, but for some reason I was drawn to the book, and it was very interesting, very good. I really liked it. Like, he stuck to his Filipino roots even after he moved to the US, even after he became really famous, and he's quite funny. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last video, but if you like autobiographies, I highly suggest listening to autobiographies on audiobooks. I'm not sure if they do this in Germany as well. I'm sure they do, because often they're read by the person that wrote the book, and you kind of like feel like you're like in their life, like listening to them talk about their life, which is what they're doing. But yeah, I just really enjoy it, and it just like shows you at the end of the day that we're like all human, and yeah, we all have our struggles, we all have our like happinesses and weaknesses and all these things, strengths and weaknesses, I mean. So anyways, I really enjoyed the book. The second book I read was something about boundaries. I have it written down here. The Book of Boundaries by Melissa Urban was the title. And yeah, it was also interesting. It was basically just talking about in friendships, relationships, work, family, like how to set your boundaries and how to like verbalize that in different situations. They use this like reference to like a stop sign. So like there's a green way to say something, a yellow and a red. And basically like you try to start with the green method of being like to the point of what you need and setting your boundary in a certain situation, and how to be more firm with that, with your words. Like if people are not respecting your boundaries, I tend to get like really shy or like nervous in certain situations to like speak my truth or myself. And so, yeah, I was interested in the book. There was some things that didn't apply to me. It wasn't so interesting, but there were also things that like I took from it, and it was really helpful. So anyways, I'll link them below if you want to see it. And I also did go hiking here in the Black Forest in the Hochschwarzwald. I went to Feldberg. If you are ever in the Hochschwarzwald or the Black Forest, like in the high Black Forest, I would recommend hiking Feldberg because it is like the highest peak in the Black Forest. It's funny because I wouldn't really describe it as so high. The Black Forest is not that high, but it was really beautiful. It's more like a flat top on the top of it, and they have like, I think I don't know, some sort of electric tower or something up there, but yeah, it was quite beautiful from the top. And we did like a hike through from another mountain range, like around through like this area where there was like 3 huts, and then we stopped and we had lunch, and I ate my like favorite German meal, which is Käsespätzle with Salat, and it was really good. It's always different when I have it, and it really depends on the consistency to me of the noodles, and also if they're too eggy or not, and then the quality of the cheese, and this one was really exceptional. So yeah, always nice to have good Käsespätzle, especially like if you're cold and then you go inside and it's like warm meal, and with the salad together. I'm making myself hungry right now. Yeah, so we did that, and then the last thing that I did accomplish was to do a painting. And hold on, let me grab it. I can show you guys really quick. Okay. So it's this. I have like on my wall, it says home. So like HOME, and different parts of the year, I change out the letters. So I have like a wreath for Christmas. I have a fall wreath, and I had this up for the rest of the year, but I didn't like it. It was like, I had it painted this just turquoise color. So I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if the camera is being clear or not. The rest of them are also gold lined. So I line this, but this one I did, if you can tell, in like a textured, I don't know, textured like substance that you mix with the paint and kind of make it 3D. So I just tried to make like a summery spring painting. So not like a traditional painting I didn't do, but I really was wanting to work on this one, and I've had this idea for a while, so this was what I came up with. And lastly, I did try to make a German friend. That was one of the things I said. I did meet someone through climbing and asked for her number. It was so funny. It's like I made it so awkward. Like I was asking this girl out on a date. I wonder if she thought I was asking her out on a date because we were climbing together. And then I was like, das war richtig Spaß. Könnte ich dein Handynummer haben? Vielleicht wir könnten etwas machen. I don't know. I feel like I was super awkward about it. And she was like, okay, should we exchange numbers later? And I was like, I'm leaving now. Can we do it now? And then I got her number. And then I feel really bad because, to be honest, I was like leaving a week later to go to the US, and then like I've been gone and I've been so busy that like I never wrote her, which was like, I don't know why I didn't write her. I think like I got nervous a few days, then I had to pack and get ready and leave, and then I was like, oh, now it's been too long, and like now I feel weird and I don't know what to do with the situation. And now it's been like, I don't know, 6 weeks, a month, 2 months, I don't know, a long time. But it did help, and I did post a video on here where I practiced doing German, and like so many of you guys gave me like feedback and tips, and also like were like, no, like you're good, like you can like speak German, you know, and it like boosted my confidence to make me be like, yeah, I can do this. And I feel like I have been more confident in speaking German since I posted that video. So that's been really nice. Maybe I'll do another video like that. Like I feel like people were interested in that, and for people wanting to learn German, like maybe it's helpful to them. So I don't know, maybe a different concept of speaking German, but I'm not sure how I would do it. But yeah, so thank you guys all for that. And I am done rambling now if you've made it this far. I hope you have a wonderful summer, and I will see you guys in the next video. I shouldn't be missing another video, I think, anytime soon, but it's summer and I want to also enjoy it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day, and bye. Tschüss.